These incredibly rare animals were caught on camera. In 2017, for the first time ever, sandcat kittens living in the wild were captured on video. It took 4 years of extensive research in Africa to happen. Wildlife conservationists estimated that the kittens were between 6 to 8 weeks old. Footage shows the babies looking at the researchers while being photographed. Sandcats are known for their elusiveness. They travel at night and blend into their surroundings. They may look cute, but the little ones are about as tough as cats get. From 2015, divers got this rare sighting of a sunfish, the giant of the sea. The fish measured 15 by 12 feet and it weighed about 5,000 pounds.
Seeing this was a great, rare experience, and the footage is absolutely incredible.
Corbin Maxey is a marine biologist.
It can get literally the size of a truck. They look intimidating, but they're completely harmless to humans. They're actually curious with divers.
In 2018, this camera crew caught an animal thought to be extinct on film.
Oh my god!
What camera is that on?
Holy.
It's a Zanzibar leopard.
Look!
Oh my god!
The amazing moment happened during the taping of Animal Planet's Extinct or Alive. Wildlife adventurer Forrest Galante set out in search of the rare cat in the jungles of Zanzibar.
What I'm doing is making a meat treat. If there's a leopard here, hopefully with enough meat, it's gonna smell it.
The animal was thought to be extinct for 25 years, until this genius idea.
This is like a kitty cat's play den. It's just this dangly mess of meat. So they're gonna see it dangling, they're gonna smell it, and in theory, they're just gonna queue in here and have a field day.
The result was history-making.
Look!
Oh my god!
In 2016, this was the only known wild jaguar in the US. He was nicknamed El Jefe, or the boss in Spanish. Jaguars are one of nature's most majestic and charismatic creatures. They are the third largest cats in the world after tigers and lions. For the first time ever, video was released of the animal captured on cameras in the Santa Rita Mountains outside of Tucson, Arizona. Biologists say it came at a critical point in the cat's conservation. Experts worried a land conflict could be coming to El Jefe because a Canadian mining company was pushing for development near where he lives, and a mine would hurt the recovery of jaguars in the US. The camera project was part of ongoing efforts to monitor mountain ranges in southeastern Arizona for endangered jaguars.
Look at that!
In 2023, a giant sea creature was spotted off the coast of North Carolina.
Stood up real quick and I said, oh my gosh, it was kind of like we saw a dinosaur.
Social media went into overdrive and many thought it was the Loch Ness Monster. But wildlife expert Ron McGill of Zoo Miami set the record straight.
This was just a classic appearance of a smaller whale just coming to the surface briefly there. You can see clearly the blowhole in the front, you can see the flukes in the back. This animal's coming to the surface for only a second or two. And they say, what did I see? And they see it a second or two. And all of a sudden their imagination starts getting bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, it's the Loch Ness Monster! Not any kind of monster.
This video from 2022 was of a rare rhino calf walking next to its mother in an Indonesian national park. The baby was one of 2 calves born to a family of one of the world's most endangered species. The births would ensure the rhino populations keep rising. Jawbone rhinos, distinguished by their single horn, were once all over northeast India and Southeast Asia. Today, they are among the most threatened of the 5 rhino species, mainly due to poaching. In 2022, the city of Amarillo, Texas needed help figuring out what this strange creature was.
Our zoo staff the other day was going back through some surveillance footage and happened to catch a still shot of an unidentified figure that was out behind the zoo itself. It's just a game camera, and so it was just taking still shots. And so that was the only shot we were able to capture of that particular figure. So there's no pictures before, there's no pictures after. Nobody was in the facility, no animals were impacted throughout this. So we've got everything from tigers and lions to bison. And so there's nothing that we have in the zoo that would resemble any of those figures outside. It's kind of a unique thing, a unique picture that we just happened to catch, whether it's from a raccoon standing on its hind legs to just an individual walking through the park. So we've seen a little bit of everything in terms of comment. What is this? And the more people we shared it with, the more people were like, I don't know what it is. And so it really started to raise some curiosity. And so that's where we pushed it out to the rest of our community to say, hey, help us figure out what this could be.
In 2023, a mysterious winged creature slammed into Carol Dillon's patio door night after night.
I want to know what these things are that's hitting my house, and I just don't know. It's really scary when it comes because you're just not expecting it. When I called the police, they just, wacky woman is how they were treating me. I'm not wacky. I'm pretty high IQ, and I know when my house is being hammered.
One theory was it was a bat.
Typically, bats will not run into things. I think it's a moth, because that's the most likely thing.
Whatever it was, Carol wanted no part.
Go away.
Paparazzi in Southern California? Pretty typical. But in 2022, this crowd of photogs got pics of a rare snowy owl.
I am not a birder by trade, just a photographer. But I do know it's a rare sight, and it's pretty exciting to be here.
The owl's normal habitat was the Arctic tundra. So, according to KCBS, experts were figuring out why it was so far from home.
So at first what I'm noticing is that the tail feathers are frayed. So that can indicate that the bird has been grounded for quite some time. It may just be from the days that it's been on these roofs, but that can affect flight. And we could run blood work and take full body x-rays to try to figure out why it's been in the same location for so long.
The best thing we can do is not capture or disturb it if it doesn't need anything. And that's what because we could do more harm than good if the capture went wrong.
2016 saw the birth of a baby Rusa piglet at the Chester Zoo in the UK. It's one of the rarest pig species in the world. Baby Rusa pigs are native to Indonesia, and at the time, there were an estimated 5,000 remaining. Wolves in general are quite stunning. But this one spotted in northern Minnesota in 2022 was extraordinary. The Voyageurs Wolf Project got footage of this blonde wolf out in the wild. They said a wolf of this color is quite rare for the region, especially one with light, creamy colored fur around its neck and shoulders. They have thousands of videos of wolves, but have only seen this particular type of wolf on camera once. Another exciting aspect of the wolf, it's not part of a pack. The Voyageurs Wolf Project studies wolves and their prey in the greater Voyageurs ecosystem along the US-Canada border in Minnesota. The organization hopes for more sightings of the wolf to learn more about the species and how it lives. In 2021, a rare female albino Jaguar cub was found in northwestern Colombia. It was the first time the animal was seen in the country. Authorities worked with the volunteer fire department to rescue the feline. Officials say the cub's albinism makes survival of the wild difficult. They are predisposed to certain health disorders. They are also at a disadvantage in the wild. Since they can't camouflage, it's easier to be seen by predators. The only alternative is for her to live out her days in a park like this one. In 2017, this giant otter packed his bags and moved all the way from France to England to save his species. 3-year-old Diego Jr. was chosen as the perfect genetic match for Chester Zoo's female otter in hopes that the two would mate. At the time, the zoo claimed the giant otters were in danger with less than 5,000 left in the wild. In 2023, a rare white alligator was born in a Florida park. She's a leucistic alligator, best characterized by their translucent white skin and blue eyes.
So leucistic alligators are unique and different from albino alligators. Now there was 18 of these brothers were born in the swamps of Louisiana back in 1987. That's how rare this is. There's only 7 of them left in the world. 3 of them are right here at Gatorland.
The rare white gator was born with a brother who has the greenish coloring typically associated with alligators.
We brought our veterinarian in. We want to check that baby out, make sure she's in perfect health. Oh, and she was. We looked at her eyes, checked out inside her ears. This little white alligator and her normal colored little brother are just beautiful and feisty little critters.
In the wild, the bright color of the leucistic alligator makes the young easy targets for predators, according to the Audubon Nature Institute, which might account for why there aren't many white alligators. In 2022, this little seal pup was born on a beach in Hawaii. The happy moment was caught on camera by an employee of the Hawaiian State Department of Land and Natural Resources. Mother and pup are Hawaiian monk seals. These two lived on the island of Oahu, where they don't have a lot of company. Only 300 or so monk seals call the island home. The rest of the world's monk seals live in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. There are only around 1,400 monk seals in existence. With the numbers so low, every birth is something of a miracle. Beachgoers were urged to give a wide berth to seal moms and pups, and to keep their dogs leashed at all times while they're on the beach. The monk seals may need a little help from humans, but they definitely don't need any additional intrusions. In 2023, an endangered shark swam another day because of a conscientious fisherman. A university student named Alperen Uslu went fishing in the Mediterranean Sea off of southern Turkey. He recorded himself and friends casting and enjoying the beautiful day out. One fish seemed to be extra difficult and required help. Alperen's catch was a sandbar shark, a species that the International Union for Conservation of Nature calls threatened. The fins of sandbar sharks are considered highly valuable, but Alperen did the right thing and released his catch back into the wild. In 2024, a rare and exciting daytime sighting was finally captured on video. The Caucasian Lynx was seen hunting in northeastern Turkey. The animal is often called the ghost of the forest because it usually hunts at night. But this unusual appearance gave scientists the opportunity to study their habits. Researchers say they don't know much about what the Caucasian lynx does during the daylight hours. They say the video gives them insight into the species' hunting practices, specifically how it uses its sense of hearing to detect prey under the snow. While conservationists have tracked the lynx with satellites, they say this on-the-ground video provides them with an unprecedented, up-close look at how the animals move and live. They hope this new information will help continue their mission of helping the lynx population thrive and coexist in a healthy ecosystem with other animals. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.